guys, while I'm stuck in traffic here on the Belt Parkway, let's see if I can think of another story to tell you. I've had a lot of people asking me about when and how did mine and John's marriage end. Well, y'all who have been following me from the beginning or from the middle, whenever, you know that my channel is an audio autobiography. I've had a lot of people tell me that I should write a book, but y'all, I don't think I could sit still long enough to write a book. You know, I can tell my little stories while I'm driving and doing other things. So, I mean, if anybody ever approached me, you know, to write the book and they wanted to write it for me, I would be glad to relate my stories to them. But anyway, my stories started, I think September will be 2 years when I started my channel. Telling stories from, you know, practically from when I could remember, 2 years old. And I kind of have gone through my autobiography in chronological order. And I'm up to the point of when Jeremy was about 2 years old. And y'all remember my last story I told you about when we took the vacation to Panama City or Destin, I don't remember which one. And that's where Jill was conceived. So that's where I stopped with my autobiography of my life with John. You know, I got sick with the trifecta, and I was out for nearly 3 months with that, trying to regain my health and everything. And so I just have not gotten back to that point in my storytelling. But so Jill was born in 1981, and I divorced John in 1991. So I still have a 10-year span of a lot of good stories to tell you. I mean, you won't believe some of the things that happened during that 10-year period. All the wonderful things that happened, and all the not so wonderful things that happened. But anyway, my point is that I've had a lot of people ask me, you know, what happened to mine and John's marriage. Well, as y'all know, he was a very sick person. His alcoholism had just taken total control of his life, and he had gotten to the point to where he just could not function anymore. He wasn't able to work. He just couldn't hold down a job. And our lives were just deteriorating. And so of course, he got fired from a good job that he had when Jill was born. That lasted about 6 years. So then he got another job, and that job was in Knoxville, Tennessee. So we moved up there for a couple of years. He got fired from that job. We moved back to Louisiana with the help of some friends of mine, Dale. Y'all have met her in a video before. So we lived there for a year. He did not work one day. It was awful. So finally he got a job with a company out of St. Louis, Missouri. So we had to, you know, just pick up everything and move to St. Louis, Missouri. And we weren't even there a year before he just started staying drunk again all the time, and then he got fired from that job. So during that time in Missouri, I was a legal secretary for a law firm. We did not get a house in St. Louis. We decided to move across the river into a town called Belleville, Illinois, because John, his work area was Virginia and Missouri and Virginia, that tri-state area up there. So it really didn't matter where we lived because he was a traveling salesman. So anyway, I got a job for an attorney, and so mine and John's marriage was just dissolving rapidly. So while I was working for the attorney, I went ahead and filed for divorce for John, and from John. And so that's when our marriage ended, in about January of 1991. So we were married almost 20 years. That September would have been 20 years. So I just wanted to give y'all that little info to ease your inquiring minds. Do y'all remember that slogan from the National Enquirer? Inquiring minds want to know. So anyway, y'all just keep on coming back.